and welcome. You have tuned into the South edition of the Property Show. Best performing locations, promising residential projects and sharp advice on how to play real estate in today's economic environment. You can look forward to all of that on this edition. We have Joe Verghese, Managing Director, Colliers International, joining us today with his perspective on micro markets all across South India. Joe, thank you so much for joining us. First, here's a look at today's lineup. Hyderabad's property sector, a look at locations that offer projects within 40 to 90 lakhs. Also, the city of Mangalore today on the South edition, the best budget flats in 25 lakhs. Developing real estate spots near Chennai's OMR and project recommendations in 50 lakhs. We also have housing options priced at around 60 lakhs near Bengaluru's electronic city, getting ready by 2016. Also from Bengaluru, mid-segment housing deals in best locations on the Sarjapur Road. Moving to Chennai, Poneri, north of the city, becomes a priority region for the Tamil Nadu government with plans to transform it into a smart city. Bengaluru's real estate developers increasingly tie up with third-party brands for the quality and service-conscious home seeker. Okay, we'll take up questions on Hyderabad, Mangalore and Chennai in just a bit, but first our top story. Reports from the policy corridors in the capital claim that the Civil Aviation Ministry is racing ahead with easing its approval norms for real estate projects, and approvals from this ministry could soon be integrated online. This is the first of the many measures the centre will need to take to bring in single window clearance for the real estate industry. Unitam Ojha has exclusive inputs.
ये भी पता नहीं है कि हम इस जिंदगी में उस फ्लैट में रह भी पाएंगे कि नहीं रह पाएंगे.
Housing projects delayed by over 5 to 8 years. But not every delay is the result of the developer's intent. A lengthy and cumbersome process of approvals involving different departments and ministries at the local, state and central level too has pushed the delivery timelines. Any housing project has to go through 35 to 55 approvals or as many as 250 to 500 signatures. Clearances take anywhere between 2 months to 3 years.
टाइटल को वेरीफाई करने से लेके स्टार्ट करने के बाद और कंस्ट्रक्शन को कमेंसमेंट करना और बुकिंग एक्सेप्ट करना तक के बीच में 30 से लेके मेरे ख्याल से 55 तक की जो है टोटल नंबर ऑफ क्लियरेंसेस लेनी पड़ती है. इतनी क्लियरेंसेस में सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये आती है कि एक तो आपको इतनी जगह के ऊपर एक के बाद एक लीनियर वे में चलना है, इसमें बहुत खर्चा होता है और सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये होती है कि इसके अंदर टाइम बहुत चला जाता है.
But things are set to change. Among the two key ministries who play a significant role in the clearance process, the Civil Aviation Ministry is in advanced stages of launching its online height clearance mechanism for 17 cities. The geospatial data is already in place, the air funnels have been marked, the developer just has to tally the coordinates of his land parcel with these markings, and depending on the specifications, the height clearance certificate will be available online. The ball now lies at the Ministry of Environment and Forest Court. With several layers of checkpoints, it is this ministry who has to streamline its processes at the earliest. Delay in approvals have other fallouts too. It adds to the project cost.
Even the system which knows that the developer's most vulnerable period is between buying the land and getting all the approvals, exploits this vulnerability by causing delay so that there is a gratification for them, and that gratification adds to the cost further. So one, we are talking about the time cost on the investment, which is adding to the project. Second is the cost, the unofficial cost for the approvals.
While the central ministries work towards simplifying the clearance procedures, let's not forget the role of the states in introducing single window clearance, as most clearances for the housing space comes from the state authorities. In New Delhi, Unitam Ojha, NDTV.
let's move on to our Q&As. SK Modani with us now. Mr. Modani, thank you for joining us. How can we help you?
Thank you so much. I am from Hyderabad.
Okay.
I am looking for a 3 BHK flat in a gated community. My budget is around 90 lakhs to 1 CR.
All right.
I am looking in and around Banjara Hills, Jubilee Hills, Madhapur, High-Tech City, or Gachibowli areas.
Okay. All right, so 90 lakhs, looking for a 3 BHK. Mr. Modani has given us a couple of options: Banjara Hills, Jubilee Hills, High-Tech City, and Madhapur. Joe, coming to you now. As Hyderabad starts a new phase of growth and development under the new Telangana government, which housing segment has picked up pace more and is reviving faster? Is it the luxury segment, the mid segment? Which is doing well in Hyderabad right now?
Thanks, Vasudha. Our research actually shows that it's a mid-income housing sector that's doing well, not just in Hyderabad, across all the metros. Primarily those metros where we are seeing high demand of IT sector professionals taking up housing. This is a reflection of all the leasing that has taken place in those markets, especially in Hyderabad, because there was a lot of uncertainty in Hyderabad and people were slow to cut the checks at the earlier times when there were uncertainty. We are seeing uptake, especially of that pent-up demand, starting to result in sales in that segment.
Okay, so Mr. Modani wanted a 3 BHK in Hyderabad, and we've shortlisted 2 locations for you, Mr. Modani. There is Jubilee Hills and High-Tech City, pardon me. Let's look at the options that we're giving you here. High-Tech City, 4,900 rupees per square foot is the range here. Jubilee Hills is 5,300 rupees per square foot. And the options that we could give you: Jain Sirikar Constructions, Auroville is the name of the project, priced at 4,800 and getting ready next year. You could also look at Gem Essentia by Gem Vivendas. Location also High-Tech City, priced at 4,300 rupees per square foot. Okay, moving on to our next question. Kumar Nishant with us on the line. Hi Kumar, where are you looking to invest?
Yeah, hi. I'm looking for a property in Hyderabad. So I selected one of the property of in Moti Nagar area.
Okay, and your budget is 40 lakhs.
Yeah, budget is around 40 lakhs.
All right, so Moti Nagar in Hyderabad, looking to invest 40 lakhs in a 2 BHK. You had written to us about a project preference, Janapriya, Classic by Janapriya. We're giving that a go ahead. Moti Nagar is a decent market to be in. Attractive prices here, roughly about 3,600 rupees per square foot is the weighted average price of this market. Kumar, we're also going to give you some options from another market, which is Kukatpalli. We have some projects ready to recommend to you. But going back to our expert on the show, Joe, Kukatpalli is another emerging market of Hyderabad. What's your assessment of Kukatpalli?
I think Kukatpalli gets the benefit of being close to High-Tech City, and since High-Tech City is where most of the IT absorption is taking place in terms of commercial, and a lot of take-up of space has resulted in a lot of demand among IT professionals, and Kukatpalli seems like a good choice. Especially considering that a metro is also going to connect Kukatpalli to the rest of the metro network, and it gives a strong impetus in terms of connectivity as well. So it is definitely one that should be considered.
Okay, so Kukatpalli, connectivity is the big factor driving demand here. Like Joe right now said, the upcoming metro is going to be a big factor that will play this market. Also, Kukatpalli is just a few kilometers from Madhapur, where all the IT establishments function from. And also, Kukatpalli today is a major residential and commercial hub. So we have 2 options for you from here. Look at Reliance Arcade by Reliance Builders in Kukatpalli, priced at 3,500 rupees per square foot, and you can get this property ready this year. You could also take a look at City Pride by City Projects in Kukatpalli, 3,800 rupees per square foot, ready this year. Moving on to an email from Nitin. He says, I am interested in a 1 BHK flat in Mangalore. My budget is around 25 lakhs. Please advise best builders and budget flats in Mangalore. Please do the needful. Joe, we don't get many queries from Mangalore. So if you could just, for our viewers, explain what kind of a market is this city, how big is it, and what kind of housing is popular here?
Yeah, so to address your last question, typical housing, typical profile of buyers in this location, they look for 2 or 1 BHK houses. They are typically people who are working in the industrial corridor. The big refineries are located over here, and we are seeing a large number of industrial players, including warehouse people, pick up area in this, land in this area, primarily for development for refineries as well as industrial. So as a result of that, we will see a lot of demand, at least down the line, for residential, for workers and engineers working in industrial corridor. And we are seeing the developers respond to that by developing 1 BHK and 2 BHK houses in the price range that you quoted.
Okay, so we know that today's real estate market is not fit for short-term gains and short-term investors. But even for long-term investors, is Mangalore a market you could even look at, or is it simply a market that caters a lot to just the end user?
I would not be very comfortable thinking of that market purely in terms of investment, primarily because the average buyer in that market would be exceedingly price sensitive, and as a result of that, the price escalations may not be as high as you would expect from a market where the income levels are rising at a much higher level than inflation. So I'm not going to recommend that as a high investment grade market.
Okay, and keeping in line with what Joe just said, the price trend in Mangalore and a micro market that we've focused on is Surathkal. The price trend has shows that annualized returns here have been only around 8.7% since the second half of 2012. So purely this market is a better fit for end users. Nitin, within your budget of 25 lakhs, we are able to give you options which fall in the outskirts of Mangalore. Like I said, Surathkal is the micro market we're focusing on. This falls on the national highway which connects Mumbai to Goa. The weighted average price here is around 2850, and the options that we're giving you is Chirag Palace by Chirag Builders, priced at 2750, getting ready next year. And we have Sky Apartments by S4 Associates, priced at 2600, getting ready this year. And the other option for you, Florentine by Clavier Estate, priced at 2800. This is a 1 BHK option getting ready in 2016. Okay, another question comes in. An email from Vinod Pathak. I need your advice on Color Castle Perambakam project in Chennai. This is close to the city and the OMR. I have bought a 3 BHK here with an area of 1328 square feet in this project since I had a budget of 50 lakhs. How is this property to stay in? Is it worthy, or do I need to look for something else from a long-term perspective? Currently, Medavakkam is under corporation limits, and next to it is Perambakam with lots of residential projects around, which could become a good area, in a residential area in the future. Okay, so he wants us to review Perambakam. He wants to know the future potential of this suburb on the OMR. Joe, what's your take on OMR? Quite a subdued market right now, even though significant amount of employment generation here. But for end users and investors, in the next few quarters, what's the outlook for OMR and Perambakam specifically?
As a whole, we have not seen that much take up in Chennai. Chennai, compared to other markets which are strong IT hubs like Pune or Bangalore, has not seen that much absorption as well as sales, both from an IT perspective as well as sales down that corridor in OMR, relatively. But in our view, that is expected to change. The absorption down OMR is increasing. Perambakam is very well situated. It's close to OMR. It has connectivity to Shoranillur and places like Tambaram. So from that perspective, it is a good location for people working on OMR. It has some good projects also, which are sizable to give it a nice township feel. So social infrastructure around that area is also developing. So I would call it an upcoming market, and it would be probably a good time to look at that market, considering that we are expecting IT leasing as well as absorption of space in OMR to increase in the near future.
Okay, so we're seeing some positive momentum on the office spaces there on the OMR, and that could drive employment generation and of course sales from end users. So Vinod, you had spoken to us about this project Color Castle by Color Homes in Perambakam. That's the hold located in Perambakam. This project is about to get ready by the second quarter of 2016. So we would want you to wait it out and see how returns come up on this project. Location is great, close to the Global Hospital, 4 kilometers away. The Elcott SEZ on the OMR is about 6 kilometers away. Some couple of good schools within a radius of 1 to 4 kilometers. So livability will come in gradually. You can hold on to this property. Okay, moving on, we'll stay with Chennai. In the north of the city, the suburb of Poneri missed a spot on the centre's list of smart cities. But this area will nevertheless receive a facelift through efforts by the Tamil Nadu government. The state government is betting on a high-speed rail link between Bengaluru and Chennai and a host of other industrial investments for Poneri. Smitha TK reports.
Tucked away between Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh near northern Chennai is Poneri, a small town with a population of nearly 6 lakh and filled with industries like Poneri Steel Industry, Nalkas Limited and Forward Industries Limited. Poneri may not have made it to the 100 smart cities list, but a new industrial project between Chennai and Bengaluru is now promising this small town a lot of good fortune.
But this corridor, because of this good infrastructure, will be a trigger for setting up industrial units, manufacturing units and related skill development, education, other things, yes. But as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, now this Japanese have their own culture of industrial development, which is quite different from our culture. They want to do everything in a very, very thorough, systematic manner.
Many in the state are upbeat about how the Chennai-Bengaluru industrial corridor from Hosekot to Sri Perambuttur will transform Poneri. For starts, Poneri is said to be one of the 3 major industrial nodes for this 560-kilometer long industrial corridor that is touted to be one of the biggest in the country. Nearly 22,000 acres of land in this town have already been earmarked for it to be an engineering hub for auto and machinery. Experts say that not only will this give a huge boost to the infrastructure, but real estate prospects too have begun to heat up.
Poneri definitely would improve in terms of the existing infrastructure. So in turn, there will be a lot of pull from the infrastructure per se. Already we have seen about 50 to 60% increase in land prices over a period of 3-4 months. If somebody wants to buy a house in Chennai, it would cost more than about 60-70 lakhs per housing unit. Whereas in Poneri, you can afford getting a house at 25 to 30 lakhs.
Investments have already started pouring in to cement this region's growth as a major industrial hub, including a 400 crore investment by the Mahindra Group, whose first phase envisions a mixed-use development project. However, while developers attest Poneri's growing potential, they say a lot of basic infrastructure is still needed to make it truly livable.
Government should first think of water supply. Therefore, government should think of connectivity, fast-track connectivity between Chennai and Poneri smart city. And government should make up their mind for giving fast-track clearances to the entrepreneurs.
Currently, a residential plot sells at 280 to 350 rupees per square feet, making it a promise for affordable residential spaces.
What is bringing interest to Poneri is its proximity to 2 of the fastest growing ports, L&T's Kattupalli port and Kamarajar port in Ennore, and also the closeness to Gummidipoondi, Sipcot and Sitco industrial parks, which serve as growth corridors for a huge job market. In Chennai, with camera person Edwin and Ravi, Smita TK for NDTV.
Okay, we'll take a small breather on the South edition of the property show, but coming up in just a while, smart investment options in Bengaluru starting from 50 lakhs. And new on our project tracker today, Ken Worth from Provident Housing in Hyderabad. Check out what this project has to offer.